to our first devotional at KPC. We're in extraordinary times, and as always, it's best then to turn to our God. Let me read this morning first a few verses from Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear. Though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. It shall not be moved. God will help her when the morning dawns. The nations are in an uproar. The kingdoms totter. God utters his voice and the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. This morning I'd like to share some devotional thoughts from my first collection, according to Barclay, Reflections on Life in the Human Pack. And this is a reflection entitled Boomers. The sky is dark, the air heavy, the wind is picking up. Suddenly there's a flash and a crash that rolls across the heavens. A boomer. Our big yellow lab, Belle, jerks, whines, leads hard against my leg and buries her head in the bend of my knee. She's trembling. Some dogs are afraid of storms, some are not. Old Maud used to run and hide in a tight, dark place when the barometric pressure dropped and her ears picked up distant thunder. Now it's Belle, who comes for reassurance and solace when the storm brews. Our black and tan terrier, Gracie, gets antsy in bad weather, though she only watches, alert and cautious from her bed. Barclay and the other schnauzers, however, merely glance up curiously for a second from their beds. What was that noise? Oh, just a boomer. And then settle back down for a nap. They sleep hard when it storms. When Barclay was a young pup, he wasn't sure how to respond to thunder. At first, he would be unsettled when he could hear the rumble far off, long before I could hear it. As it neared, he would come looking for me. When at last there was a thunderclap close by, he would watch me to see if he should be frightened. Now, I grew up in Central Florida, where we used to have fierce summer thunderstorms every afternoon so regularly you could set your watch by it. I respect storms. You won't find me out in the open like a human lightning rod, but I do not fear them. It's just boomers. When he saw I was not afraid, Barclay wasn't afraid either. And he taught his sons Braxton and Cullen not to be afraid. My wife is uncomfortable when it storms, though. She jumps when it thunders. Her dogs watched her and concluded thunder was something to fear. Maud hid. Gracie is guarded. Belle, well, she's a new addition to the pack, an older rescue dog from a sad home. I guarantee you, though, her owner had to have been scared of storms. That's where Belle learned to be afraid. So here is a rule of life we can learn from Barclay and his boys. When it thunders, look to your master. Children watch their parents to see how to react, but who should their parents look to? Paraphrasing the Bible, God rides the storm like a skateboard. Okay, it's a very loose paraphrase. At least I always thought thunder sounded a little like the rumble and rattle of roller skate wheels. God is not afraid of much of anything. And since he makes those lightning bolts, he certainly isn't scared of them. So unless you happen to be holding a rod of metal upright over your head in the middle of a naked golf course, or if you're standing out like a sore thumb on top of a bare mountain ridge or boat dock, you probably don't need to be all too afraid either. It's just boomers. Life has its storms, its roar and turmoil. We can tremble and hide, run in circles and whine, bury our heads in the laundry, or stock up on bleach and toilet paper, or rest in the calm assurance that everything will be all right. It's just another one of those storms. The difference is, where do you look when the thunder crashes? The psalmist said, "You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." When you go through storms, when you face cancer or heart disease, when the country goes through economic turmoil or struggles to evade a pandemic, or when your church is beset with uncertainty and worries, whatever, look to your Master. He isn't scared, and you'll find you are not all that scared anymore either. You can be curious, of course, but you can rest calmly. It's only boomers. Belle is learning all about it now, and she'll be glad to tell you. I wish you a blessed day ahead. Goodbye.